Lesson number 20 is about being in the flow. First of all, I'd like to say that there's been many studies in the last 15 years about being in the flow state. And one of the things that they found out is that the people who spend the most time in the state of flow tend to be the happiest and the most creative people. That sounds good, right? When we're in the flow state, it releases 5 chemicals into our brain that not only helps us to feel good and to be happier, but it actually helps us connect patterns together. So we can see why we're in the flow when we're hooping. Everything seems to kind of fit together, and it's almost like an out-of-body experience sometimes, because the part of your brain that thinks and edits and tells you if you're doing a good job or not kind of shuts down, and it just allows things to connect, things to easily go from one step to the next. Now, the important thing though is that your skill level matches the degree of skill that is required for whatever you're doing. So when you're learning something brand new, you're probably not going to be in the flow right away. It's going to take some practice. Being in the flow could just be the simplest of things. Maybe your skill level at this point is mostly about hooping on the waist, and just hooping on the waist and doing that to your favorite music. Maybe that puts you in the flow, which is great. You don't need a lot. Then after that, we kind of need a little bit more sometimes. So now we're adding to our flow state, and we're adding new things to keep that flow going. I want to say I experienced the flow state in ballroom dancing, dancing with a partner and being totally synchronized with them, breathing practically the same as you're moving around the floor and doing all of these different patterns and steps, and totally synced with the music. Everything is happening the right way and you are in the flow, and it's an amazing feeling. Now, I've happened to have that feeling also in hooping, and that's what really attracted me to pursue this for the last 8 years, is because I've been able to tap into that same feeling of flow, where I'm not criticizing my movements anymore, and I'm just going in with the music, and everything just feels right, and I'll do something that I hadn't even planned, and it's like, wow, where did that come from? Then I know I'm in the flow. But to be in the flow, it takes some skill. It takes being really comfortable with what you're doing. So when you're learning new tricks, you are not going to be in the flow right away. It's going to take practice, and that's something that a dancer knows. A dancer knows not to give up, that it's going to take some time, and you're going to have to keep doing it, and you do it until you get what we call muscle memory, where your brain doesn't have to figure it out anymore, and your body just takes over, and you can relax and go for the ride. And that is being in the flow. One more idea about being in the flow is I want you to figure out for yourself at this point, and it can easily change, and mine has definitely changed through the years of hooping. What would it be like to be in the flow? Like if you could be any kind of hooper, what kind of hooper or hoop dancer would you like to be? There's so many beautiful styles, everything from the circus style with multiple hoops to more tech style with lots of tricks and fast movements, more dancing style, on body, off body, slow, fast. What would be your preferred style at this point in your hoop dancing? What would you like? What would feel the best for you? Because that's going to be an important part of your flow too. And I want you just to bring that in. So again, it can be the simplest thing, and I know I mentioned this before, but it can be just hooping on the waist. When I first started hooping, I only hooped on my waist for the first 3 months. Now I see people after 3 months doing these incredible tricks. So if that is you and you need to just get to know the hoop on your body, or if that just feels so good to have the hoop on the body, I know it felt good to me in the beginning and I always keep coming back to that, then do that too. So today is about being in the flow. This obviously is a very important piece of being a dancer. So your assignment today is to be in the flow. And if that means you do one thing like waist hooping, that's great. If that means you do 100 different tricks, that's awesome too. Whatever that means to you today, I just want you to be in that state and feel how you feel after that. Tap into that, because that is going to make you more creative and be able to even add more the next time. So don't worry about if you're doing anything right, and don't worry about all the things that we even talked about. Just let yourself flow and let it be as simple as it needs to be or as complicated as it needs to be. But today I want you to be in the flow.